hand it over to Lizzie.
Everybody, I'd like you to give a really big round of applause. This is the lovely Iris, and she is going to get a letter from the Queen in August. But she'll be celebrating. I don't think she's telling the truth.
I will be.
You will be. Now, I just need you to talk into that. Is that okay? Just so they can hear you. Now, Iris is a lovely friend of Petra and Stephen's. You met her a number of years ago. She was a neighbour.
Yeah, probably about 6 years ago? Yeah, 6 years ago.
So, she's been a real blessing to you.
She has been a great blessing to me.
Now, you've been part of the Salvation Army, I think you told me yesterday, for
83 years.
83 years.
But I haven't been a soldier for 83 years.
How long have you been a soldier for?
81.
Now, you've been around for a while. You don't remember the First World War because you're only tiny, but you've been around the Second World War. You remember your father coming home and the trauma that he suffered, and the Great Depression before that, and a whole lot of other wars and things that have gone on.
We were all in that. We were all in that, going through that.
Yeah.
We had to make the most of what we had
and
what we could get.
So you've seen a lot of, I guess, trauma and chaos over your years.
Yes, I have seen a bit. I haven't seen a lot because I just didn't go. The army has been my life.
Yeah.
You know, at one stage my mum said you ought to take your bed there. I was doing everything but sleeping there.
So, but even in small troubles, have you noticed that they pass?
Oh yes, they do.
Yeah.
So I've had quite a few
you've had
myself.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big ones would be that your husband passed away.
Yes, and my son.
And his son.
My son was hard because I watched him cancer.
Yeah.
So that was very hard.
Yeah. So you've known Jesus for a long time.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah. So how has he helped to sustain you through all those times?
Oh, because I know that he's with me at those times, especially.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I know he's there. I can call on him at any time.
Yeah. And so, not that we're planning on you going to heaven anytime soon, but what do you think he'll say to you when you get there?
Well done, I hope. I'm doing my best, so I hope so.
I think so. Now, Petra, she's been a real blessing to you. You're going to try not to cry over there.
Oh yeah, I am. I'm trying not to cry. I am actually. Yeah.
So can you just tell us about how you first met Iris?
We'd probably lived in the street for about a year and I hadn't met Iris, and my brother minded our house and he talks to everyone, and he gave Iris my phone number and said if you ever need anyone, just ring my sister. And then one night we just got a phone call and Iris said it was the seven-year anniversary of her husband dying and could she come over? And I thought, oh, what am I going to say? I have to say yes. And so I said yes, and so we just met from then.
Yep.
And Iris has been just the most beautiful friend to me. And like, there's a 60-year age difference. And that's another thing, like about community and reaching out. Like, I just think people shouldn't shut people off because of age. I had really bad, I couldn't get pregnant, and we did IVF, and Iris was praying for us through that whole journey and comforting me when it didn't work. And then when I got pregnant, I couldn't reach my husband, and so the first person I told was Iris. And Iris had a bit of a cry with me, so I was so happy. And then with my second son, I had terrible postnatal depression, and just having Iris across the road, to just be able to get out of the house, even just to make that effort to walk out the door and across the road and into someone else's house, it was just like the one thing to keep me sane. Yeah. And she's just been a beautiful blessing to me.
And you spoke yesterday about that things do get lonely, and you've got a new puppy now to keep you company.
Yes.
But one of the amazing things you said yesterday is that you're not afraid to ask. You're not afraid to ask for help. So
Well, my husband taught me that. He said, if you don't ask, you don't get. And I've proved how true that is.
Yeah. So has your friendship with Petra and Stephen, has that been a blessing for you
It
as
has,
well?
yes. They're a lovely couple. And I couldn't miss today.
No, very exciting today. We were discussing
Great.
how long we should keep Stephen under the water.
I told Stephen today you'd have another birthday today.
Okay. Yeah. So what's this birthday? Some people might not understand what baptism is, so why would you say it's another birthday?
Well, it's the day when he's dedicating his life to the Saviour,
Yeah.
making a commitment. And that's the big thing these days.
And you said yesterday that you haven't been baptised because of the
No, I
Salvation
haven't.
Army, so we thought were we going to go ahead today?
I haven't got a change of clothing, or I would.
Now
It's
you-
only the army believe when you get converted. But that's the same, but I don't think it is. I think baptism's great. Although I haven't heard
You were telling me yesterday about when you met your husband. He went to the Methodist church and you were just thinking about joining the Salvos as a soldier. Can you just tell us the story about what
that.
his mum said?
Oh yes, we had been going together for a while because he went to the Methodist church and that was in Mulgrave Street, and at that time our army hall was in Galvin Street, and because the army always went longer than the church with their services, so he used to come down. And we'd been going together for a little while, and he had to tell his mother that he was going with a Salvo lass, and she said, oh, that'll be all right so long as she doesn't wear that funny hat. And that funny hat I brought to show you today is our army bonnet. And I'll tell you that they went, I don't know the reason why, but they went from the army bonnet to hats. Well, the army bonnet suited everyone and fitted everyone, but the hats didn't, because they'd wear them at different angles, some of them. So that was all right. So he came, and he eventually became a soldier in the Salvation Army as well. And his mother was quite happy about it then. And we did have 60 years together, so it was a great partnership.
Oh,
Anything else?
Oh, you're just amazing. Now, you were telling me yesterday you also still go and visit the old people.
Yes, I go once a week to see the old people. And I get great pleasure out of doing that. I go as long as the Lord gives me the strength, because I am taken to everything I go to now. And I go to the Peace Haven one Tuesday and the Manor another Tuesday. But the Peace Haven people, oh, that's a lovely home. They're so pleased to see you because we go afternoon tea time there, and of course they'll say, oh, sit down and have a drink with us. So we do. But I'll tell you, one day we were at the Manor, and we make a cup of tea ourselves after we've done all the visiting round. And one of the staff came out and said, I don't like to upset you ladies, we'd love to see you come. But one of the residents said, the Salvation Army ladies are down there eating our biscuits. And I said, they're only plain old biscuits anyway. And we only had one each, so we take our own now when we go to the Manor.
And you were telling me one of the ladies you visited, you actually held her when she was born. So 83, were you telling me?
Oh yes, that's how I found out really how long I'd been going. I asked this lady how old she was, and she was 83, and I went to see her. That's when I first got in touch with the Army. I went to the Army first in the Life-Saving Guards. That wouldn't mean a thing to most of the people, but it was like the guides. And this lady that had the baby, she was the leader, and that's when I started going to the Army. So then I continued going and started going to the meetings then, and because I gave my heart to the Lord there, and that's where I've been ever since. And He's been with me ever since.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share with our congregation? Any words of wisdom? I mean, there's probably a million, but
Oh, I think what the lass was singing about, love your neighbour as yourself, has got a long way to go. I thank Steve and Petra for what they've done for me. When I've been lonely, I could go there just the same, you know. It was great. It was great friendship. But I think just doing what you can, helping one another, is a great idea.
You've done so many things over your life that would take a
Oh yes,
massive volume.
when they asked for little jumpers like singlets, they were for the African babies who were being sent, aged babies were being sent home in newspaper, and they asked for help, and there was over 2,000 went through my hands from different people that made them and in the country, but they sent them to me, and they would send them away in a bundle, you know. There was over 2,000, and I thought that was a good effort. There was a little piece in the paper, in the Examiner, about that. It said, Iris Hitch goes to visit the old people. Iris will be 98 in August. That put that little piece in the Examiner.
Well, thank you so much. I can't wait to get to heaven and see all the people that you have touched and impacted over your life. I'm sure it will be thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people who just say thank you.
Yes, I hope
Yeah.
I hope to see you there too. I reckon I'll probably be there for you. I'll be waiting for you.
Well, thank you so much.
That's so good. That's
Let's
lovely.
give her a great big round of applause.
I said, this is all new to me. I'm not used to speaking like this.
I think you could start a new career.
Oh, thank you.